All right, boys and girls, welcome back to the drive-thru. This is the reason we use such an old book. This is a really tough question from, from 1.3, correct? Okay, so you're going to actually watch me struggle through this because it's the same thing you would have had to do. I struggle. This is the third or fourth time I've done this question, and I struggle with it every time. Okay, when he was asked what time it was, he said, well, the minute hand is pointing directly at one of the 12 numbers. Okay? And the hour hand is pointing toward the spot whose nearest number is at least 5 greater than the minute hand. So minute hand, 12 numbers, which means the minute is a multiple of what? It's a multiple of 5, right? The time is something 05, something 10, something 15, because it's pointing at one of the numbers. Does that make sense? So that's what that tells us. All right, now the hour hand is pointing towards a spot whose nearest number is 5 greater. 5 numbers at least greater than the minute number. Okay. The angle formed by the hands is acute. The sun is shining in the east, and it is not 5 minutes past the hour. Wow. All right. So first, I'm just going to have to take a guess. The problem-solving strategies here are going to be guess, check, and then revise. Maybe if I guess a couple times, I can come up with a plan, okay? So we got 12... 3, 6, 9, 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, 10, 11. Okay. The minute is pointed at one of the 12 numbers, and the hour is at least 5 numbers. It's an acute angle. Okay, so I'm just going to take my first guess in pink. That's the advantage of using an Interite board. Okay? At least 5 numbers bigger than 5 would be what? The 10. But it would be past the 10, right? Because as the minute hand swoops through the clock, what's the hour hand do? It moves. This is not a satisfactory, condition because of what? What's wrong with this? It's not acute, so that's a failure. Okay. Second guess is going to be in green. Now I got an idea that to make this acute, I think I got to point that one at a really low number. Okay. And then the shorter one at maybe a high number. Okay? Tell me this is right. Is this right? Okay, well, I honestly didn't know, but why didn't I point it at the 1? Bethany? Because it's not 5 after. Does that make sense? Does that make sense to you guys? So I pointed it at the 2. I just randomly chose the 11. I got lucky. I could have chosen the 10. Okay? All right, so let me see. The minute hand, this is the hour hand. I'm sorry, this is the minute hand, this is the hour hand. Is the hour hand 12 numbers, at least 5 numbers past the minute hand? Is the minute hand pointing at one of the numbers? Is my angle acute? Well, I think I've got to figure that out. I got to make sure it's acute. Okay? So, what percentage of the hour has the minute hand traveled? Or what fraction of the hour has the minute hand traveled? 1/6. Excellent. Ellie. Okay? And so what is 1/6 of... Anyone know how many degrees there are between the 11 and the 12? There's 30 degrees, right? So 1/6 of 30 degrees is what? It's 5 degrees. So here's what we learned. This hour hand would not be pointing at the 11. It would be pointing 5 degrees past the 11. And so that makes this right here is 30 degrees. And 30 degrees between the 1 and the 2. And how many degrees between the 12 and this arrow? 25 degrees. Aha. That's why it's acute. Does that make sense? And so that's an 85-degree angle, not a 90-degree angle. And that means the time is what? 11:10. There's one more piece of information we haven't used. We've used this. The minute hand is pointing directly at one of the 12 numbers. We've used the hour hand as pointing towards the spot whose nearest number is at least 5 numbers greater. We've used its acute. We have not used that. Absolutely. Not only do we know that it's 11:10, but it's 11:10 a.m. because the sun is in the east. Can I get a boom? Can I get a boom?